Alright, we are moving on to chapter 19 of The Room. Shit's gonna hit the fan. If you've seen the movie, you'll know shit's gonna hit the fan. Chapter 19. Outside, the San Francisco skyline shined brightly in the night. Inside, the party went on into the night. Friends sipped champagne and laughed and chatted amongst themselves, sharing old stories of adultery and violence against women. God. The latest, hippest party music played. Johnny and Claudette caught up on the couch. "You know, that's like the third time you've told me that joke tonight," Lisa said to a friend. Mark watched her, amazed once again at her beauty. She noticed him and staring and returned his gaze. She looked away, feigning embarrassment, and Johnny observed the exchange. After contemplating it for a moment, he returned to his conversation with Claudette. Michelle and Mike were mingling with each other, a brunette and her red-headed boyfriend. They laughed, and the other couple left to another conversation. Mike was holding a piece of cake, chocolate cake, and he presented it to Michelle with a sly grin stretched across his face. Michelle laughed seductively, grabbed a piece and fed it to Mike. He lapped it up, sucking on her finger, then grabbed a piece himself. He was about to feed it to Michelle when Lisa came walking up, so he popped it in his own mouth. Lisa and Michelle shared a knowing laugh. "Hey, everybody," Lisa announced to the party. "Let's go outside for some fresh air." Everyone at the party thought this was a terrific idea, and like at all adult parties, they did whatever the party leader told them to do. Everyone shuffled out the back door, onto the balcony. Everyone but Mark and Lisa. Mark was about to exit when Lisa closed the door. "Wait," she said. "I have something I want to show you." Mark smiled an expecting smile. "Oh, really?" She led him on the couch. He sat down, and she draped her legs on his lap. "So, Mark grunted. "What do you want to show me?" "It's a surprise," Lisa said, putting down her glass. She grabbed his neck and pulled him forward, and they locked into a passionate kiss. Mark suddenly came to his senses. "What are you doing? I mean, are you crazy? Everyone's here." "No, they're not," she said, giggling. "They're all outside." "You devil! You planned this all along." She smiled and kissed him. "What's going on here?" said someone who just entered the room. Mark and Lisa quickly separated and stood. "Why are you doing this?" exclaimed the guy. Lisa took Mark into her arms. "I love him." "I don't believe it," the guy said. Anger boiled inside Mark. "You don't understand anything, man," he said. "Leave your stupid comments in your pocket." And with that stunningly appropriate analogy, he stormed off outside, back into the party. The guy closed in on Lisa. "Do you understand what you're doing? You're going to destroy Johnny. He's very sensitive." Lisa simply shook her head. "I don't care," she said. "I'm in love with Mark." "How can you do this?" The guy exploded in confusion and anger. "You make me sick." The door swung open and Michelle and Johnny entered. "Hey," Michelle greeted. "Thank you, honey. This is a beautiful party," Johnny said. "You invited all my friends. Good thinking." Many of Johnny's parties in the home country were with few to none of his friends, and on one particular occasion, only enemies. So this was a great surprise for him. "You're welcome. You know how much I love you," she lied through a smile. "I do," Johnny said and laughed. He had his arm around Michelle for some reason. The guy stared at Lisa with barely disguised disgust. For a while, four of them stared at each other uncomfortably. "You know, it's getting pretty hot in here. Why don't we go back outside?" Lisa suggested. Johnny agreed and opened the door. Everyone filed out but for Johnny, who stayed a moment, thinking. Was something wrong? San Francisco continued to be a beautiful city at night, and the party continued on the balcony. Lisa walked right past Johnny, not making eye contact, and disappeared into the crowd. Johnny took that as a signal. He walked over to a place of prominence, waved at a passing friend, then spoke up. "Hey, everybody, I have an announcement to make." The party silenced and listened. "We are expecting." The party erupted into applause. Everyone came up to congratulate the father-to-be, but Michelle and that guy from before weren't so pleased. They approached their friend. "Lisa, I have to talk to you," Michelle said, leading her towards a table. You have got to be honest with Johnny," Michelle said. I agree with that, interjected that guy. Look, I'm going to tell him, okay? I don't want to ruin his birthday. When is the baby due? That guy said, finally addressing the elephant in the room. Lisa hesitated a moment, nervously pulling on her fingers. There is no baby. What? They both exclaimed. Well, what are you talking about? The guy said. Lisa sat down and her friends followed suit. I told him that to make it interesting, Lisa confessed. Michelle and that guy looked at each other with utter disbelief. We're probably going to have a baby eventually anyway. Michelle sighed. Lisa, are you feeling okay? She said, putting her hand to her forehead to feel for a fever. Because this is just getting worse and worse. Lisa took a sip of her champagne. I feel like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb waiting for it to go off. The guy shared Mark's skill of analogy. Me too. There's no simple solution to all this, Michelle agreed. Don't worry. You guys worry entirely too much about me. Lisa, we're not worried about you. We're worried about Johnny, Michelle said. You just don't understand the psychological impact of what you're doing here. You're going to hurt yourself. You're hurting our friendship. I am not responsible for Johnny. I'm through with that. Michelle rolled her eyes. This was the 100th time Lisa had told some variation of this exact speech. I'm changing. I have the right, don't I? People are changing all the time. I have to think about my future. What's it to you? The guy grabbed onto Lisa's hand. This is going to pull us all down, he said. It's going to shake up our group of friends. It's going to destroy our friendship, Lisa. I don't think Mark really loves you. With the mention of Mark's name, Lisa stood and crossed her arms. I don't want to talk about it, she said. Lisa sighed. Lisa, you're going to have to face it. I, for one, am going to have a hard time forgiving you if you don't. Lisa ignored Michelle and turned to the rest of the party. Hey, everybody, let's go inside and eat some cake. That's a good idea, someone at the party exclaimed, and everyone made their way inside. Michelle rested her head in her hand. I don't understand you, Lisa, she said to no one. Inside, the red-headed man took a nice big bite of cake. Lisa looks hot tonight, he observed, and his girlfriend shot him a look. Johnny, who was still catching up with Claudette, gave her a quick kiss on the cheek. Meanwhile, Mark and Lisa were having words. Come on, whose baby is it? Mark said pointedly. Is it mine? No, of course not, she said, turning on her heel and walking away. Mark grabbed her arm and yanked her back. Come on, how can you be so sure, Lisa? Stop asking me stupid questions. Who the hell do you think you are? Just shut up, she yelled and slapped him across the face. Mark shot up from his seat. What are you doing? What's going on here? He said, holding on to Lisa. You really don't know, do you? Said Mark. Johnny pushed Mark. Maybe I know more than you think I do, Mark. You don't know shit, all right? What do you want from me, huh? Johnny said, and he threw Mark into a table, breaking glass. Mark pushed himself back and then ran at Johnny wildly, his hand reaching for Johnny's throat. Everyone grabbed on and pulled them apart. Stop it! Lisa yelled. All right, Johnny said, throwing up his hands. Okay, folks, everything is fine. Fight is over. I'm sorry, Mark. He reached out his hand. Mark took it and shook. Yeah, you too. Lisa, could you clean up here, please? Johnny said. When your future wife sleeps with your best friend, the least she can do is clean up after you get into a fight with him about it. Johnny went to the kitchen to cool off. Mark sat down and thought. The skyline was beautiful at night. A few hours passed, and the fight was forgotten, and before long Lisa and Mark were dancing intimately in front of everyone. Mark kissed Lisa's cheek softly as they swayed. Johnny saw what was happening and approached Lisa, putting a hand on her shoulder. What are you doing? He asked, concerned. None of your business, she spat back. You're my future wife. What are you doing, Lisa? The party went silent. Leave her alone, man. She doesn't want to talk to you, Mark said. Johnny swatted Mark away from his future wife. Since when do you give me orders? Since she changed her mind about you. Johnny smiled sarcastically. Wake up, man, Mark yelled. What planet are you on? I think you should leave right now, Mark, Johnny said calmly. Lisa interjected. Don't spoil it. We were just having fun. Don't worry about it, man, Mark said, and he reached a comforting hand to Johnny's shoulder. Johnny swatted his hand away. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Get out. Mark charged at Johnny, and the two locked in combat. Stop it, Lisa cried out. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Johnny pushed Mark, and Mark hit the wall, falling on his ass. "You two are acting like children," Mark said. Mark pushed himself up and walked toward Johnny. "Son of a bitch." "You're going to ruin the party," Lisa said. "If you keep your girls satisfied, she wouldn't come to me." Johnny tore off his jacket. "Get out of my house!" He lunged at Mark, and limbs started to fly as they fought. "I'll kill you! I'll break every bone in your body!" "Stop it!" Lisa screeched. That guy and Mike tore the best friends apart. "I'll kill you, you bastard!" Johnny said. "You couldn't kill me if you tried." "You betrayed me! You're not good! You're just a chicken!" And then Johnny started chirping. "Cheep, cheep, 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 cheep!" Mark exploded back, and Johnny, and they came to blows. Quickly, their friends separated them. "It's over," one of them yelled out. "Shut up." "Cool it," that guy said. "Shut up. Over." "It's not over. Everyone betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world." Johnny threw his hands up and made his way up the stairs. Despite Lisa's best efforts, Johnny's birthday party was ruined. Alright, we are right on to the last chapter, and then we got our epilogue. And I have a feeling what this next chapter is going to be like, but I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.